Hello there everybody and welcome. My name is Allied Cam and today I'm going to start a new Let's Play series. Not sure how long this one's going to go on for, but I like it, and it's going to be a game called Prison Architect. You guys have probably seen quite a few videos of it floating around, but it's a simulator where you build a prison. So I've done a couple games. I've got a bit more than the starting balance usually has. And first of all, I'm just going to shut down the intake. But I have a couple goals for this prison here, and what sort of really inspired me is I've been watching a lot of Orange is the New Black lately, and yeah, that's definitely an interesting show, and I'm hoping to it just put me in the mood to manage a prison, something I thought I'd never say. So first things first. Looks like our workmen are first coming in, and we need to get some planning down. So I sort of got a rough idea, and one of the major goals that I want to have this time is a prison that has segregated areas by security. So what I want to do is I want to sort of build out the minimum security prison on the top half, and then have the maximum security in the mid, and then a sort of normal security in the bottom. I want to have the max prisoners in the middle because they're the most dangerous and the most likely to escape. So in order to do that, what I need is a centralized intake area here, and then sort of routes sprouting off of it to get to where they need to go. And obviously the next thing that we need is the administration buildings to make sure that everything works, and then I'd like to have each area sort of self-contained with what it is they need. So let's start by planning. This is our intake area. Let's see. I believe there should be an area for intake. Reception. Yep, that's the reception room. And then deliveries. Let's just go ahead and blow this out because we're going to need a lot more space for this. So we'll receive deliveries here. Okay. Sometimes there's a little error message that says that this is invalid, but that only takes place while you're paused. As soon as it gets going, the game registers that it's good, and then it'll be alright to go. So deliveries, and then where's my planning tool? So this is, let's see, walls. There we go. I think I'd like to have a nice 10 by 10 space, and this will be sort of our welcome area and stuff like that. I've got a lot of space up there. Am I centered? Yeah, I suppose I am. So I can make do with a lot of I can make a lot of this space very easy. And then I want sort of a hallway here. We're gonna make this one wide. I've discovered that wide hallways are much better for the prisoners. They don't get so anxious. So I'm gonna delete these walls here. And then I'll have a large cell door here that goes off this way, and then I want to have a holding cell for minimum security prisoners only in here. Delete that, and we'll have a cell door there as well. I might have to expand that a little bit based on the requirements for the rooms. Holding cell minimum size 3 by 3. Requires to be indoors and has a phone booth. Probably so that way they can make their one phone call. But that would be for like a jail. This is a prison, so I'm not sure why it needs to have a phone booth in there, but we'll take care of it. Man, there's a lot more space up here than I thought there was going to be. So I think what I'll have next is I'll probably install my offices along this wall here. So we'll go ahead and let's see, what are the requirements for offices? Where is it? Oh, here it is. 4 by 4. So I'll go back to my planning tool, make some walls. So really they need to be make them 6 by 6 like that. And then is that actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. And we'll just run it out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, even though our employees will be working on this side of the prison, it'll be in the minimum security side, so that'll be a-okay. I mean, it's not going to be very ideal for the employees, but at least they're not going to be on the MaxX side, and that'll put this big barrier along the side here for tunnels, so that way 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that way no inmates are going to get out that way. 2, 3, 4. And that's going to butt into our delivery section. If I need to start building more offices, which I'm sure I will, I'll start doing that. In the past, I've made a big centralized area for my office workers, but I think I'd like to spread it out a little bit more this time. I'll include a psychiatrist office in each wing. Like I said, I want to have really heavily segregated areas based on prisoner population. And as we go up, I'd like to build more specific cell areas. So I want to have big communal cells, or dormitories as they're called in this game, for the minimum security prisoners, and then we'll build the higher security prisoners into a actually let's build this. I'm gonna build this here, and then we'll build the MaxSec guys into like individual cells, so that way they don't murder each other. That was one of the problems I did. I made a prison that was entirely out of community cells, and that was the last one that I sold before I put this one together, and they were just straight up murdering each other, so I'd like to avoid that this time if at all possible. So alright, so we'll make this sort of another airlock here, and then I think we'll begin actually putting our cell block together. So, let's call this our first cell block. I don't like the way that looks. There we go. And we'll continue with the sort of wide hallways, and we'll have a big sort of main thoroughfare go through it. This will all be indoors. And we'll have one major cell door coming in and out, sort of in the middle here. There we go. So this is just going to be... Oop. So this will be sort of a way through, and we'll have airlocks here and here. I'll have one guard specifically made to patrol this area here. And then I'll turn this into my first dormitory, and we'll see where that goes. I'm also going to need a canteen. I want to limit as much movement through the hallway areas as possible. I'd really like the detainees, the inmates, to go in here, and then like have the canteen directly off over here. So let's see, walls, rooms for canteen. And then have like a shower area inside of this area as well. So this is going to be one big dorm for my minimum security guys, and then we'll continue to expand over here as needed. Maybe have each sort of area with their own little dorm room and stuff like that. And then I'll have a yard off the back of it here, fence surrounding it, and one way in and out as well. So yeah, I think that's a good way to go. What does the canteen have to look like? Kitchen and canteen. I always swear that I'm looking over these things. Kitchen. Okay, it doesn't give any sort of limitation. So, being the high-level planner that I am, I'm just going to plop down an area, and it's going to be directly connected. There'll be a staff door here, and the kitchen will be down here. Looks good. Oops. And the canteen will be in here, and that'll be where we'll serve our detainees from. Odds are I'd like to, when I build my next cell block, I'd like to attach it to this side here, and then that should make things easy. But I'd also like to see what I need to do as far as building out a chapel and a library and stuff like that goes. But first things first, let's get the basics taken care of. Expand this wall here, and then hopefully our yeah, I think that our next area will be sort of in here for all the random stuff that we need, and then I can or else I'll just use this area for MaxSec. That's just sort of a random border. I think that I can make do with everything up here, put MaxSec in through here, and then the normal sec guys in the bottom here. That's long-term planning, though. We won't see that for a while. So, alright, let's start breaking ground. Dropping this stuff in. So first things first, I'm going to grab my foundation. Last time I was doing it all in brick. This time I want this to be a real institutionalized type area, so it's going to be nothing but concrete. Boring and gray. Build out the foundation here. Along here. Along there. I know these all require entrances, which is unfortunate, but you know, the game doesn't read your mind sometimes. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this whole area here. Laying foundation is expensive, but it is absolutely necessary. There we go. And I'll just go ahead and let this get started. So there's really nothing we can do right now except for wait for the foundation building material to come in, except for continue to plan. But there's not really a whole lot I want to do right now, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of our policies and things like that. Need to hire a warden right away, so that way I can begin researching, but there's no point in hiring him until I get an office up. What we do have is grants, and these are monetary rewards for meeting certain goals. In this case, the first thing that I need to do is get the Basic Detention Center grant, and then the Administration Center grant. And these two actually seem really worthwhile. I've already actually planned out quite a bit of it. I have the Administration Center that's going to be here, and then I have the first cell block that's going to be along here, along with the kitchen and canteen. Oh, and that reminds me, I should actually start focusing on building a fence. Yes, here we go. Oop. This will be our yard, all along the backside here. I actually don't know if it needs to be this large, but worst comes to worst, if I do have to start segregating the dormitories, I'll just build a wall down the middle here, and then bifurcate the yard, or cut it in half later. Yeah, okay, so it looks like the walls are coming up just fine. Once the foundation's laid, then I'll start getting my workmen to build out the rest of the walls. At the moment, though, I only have 8 guys. And I do have a lot of money, so I'm going to hire 4 guys to a total of 12, so that way they can expedite this process much quicker. So it looks like the first foundation is almost complete here. Objects. There we go. So I need a large jail door. That's going to go in right there, because that's going to be our entrance. And then another one here. And then another one here. I also wanted airlocks. Let's see. Do I really need airlocks along here, so that way this whole area is sort of restricted by staff? Well, ideally, I don't want the prisoners just kind of wandering down here, so I probably will, but for the moment I'm not going to bother putting it in. I don't want there to be any major issue there. Alright. First walls are going up, so now I can start actually assigning these oh, jeez, I completely forgot about utilities. So one of the things you need to be constantly worried about is water and electrical, as well as a few other things that come up later. And I haven't really thought about where I want to place it, but since I'm not going to have a whole lot of space here, normally I kept the electricity far away from the prison, but this time I think I'd like to build it a little closer, with everything except for the water. I don't know where the road is. So yeah, you need like a space all the way around for that. But I'd also like to keep the water pump close as well. Yeah, that looks good right there. So I'll drop those in, and then I'll start dropping everything else in. We also need water, or I'm sorry, walls. They rhyme. For this area here. Walls for the entrances, and for each of the offices. Foundation's still being built here, so there's no point in working on that. And then let's go ahead and start running wires, where once that goes in, we'll start running wires. Nope, okay, it is going to highlight it, so in the case of electricity, I think it's going to come off here. So I'll just run it through the back wall along here. Let it jump across the side here, and then it will parallel the hallway coming up. So that way it provides power to all these areas. I'm also going to expand it along this outer... No, let's go through the walls. Along the outer walls, and that's where the jumping off points will be later for the circuits and things like that. Now, as far as water goes, you really got to be careful with it, because the inmates will use it to sort of tunnel out. They'll use these big water pipes, but you have these small pipes that'll allow you to get in closer. So I'm gonna wait until my foundations are finished, and until this thing gets put in, so that way I can actually have a little better idea of where it's supposed to go. I will start assigning areas though. So offices here. Okay, minimum size is correct. Office 1, 2, 3, 4. And I need to hire a warden. What's the rest of these? And then hire an accountant once I unlock bureaucracy. So, items that I need for the office: office, desk, chair, and filing cabinet. Let's grab the filing cabinets first. That's a phone booth. We'll put these in the corners here. And then I need an office desk, which I'll spin this way. They'll face the door, so that way they don't have their back to a wall in an active prison. It's a good idea to me. And then put these chairs in up along the wall. It's weird that they have it laid out like that, because like the computer is centered, but you can't put the desk directly, or the chair directly behind the desk. It's a little obnoxious. Alright, so far so good. Once those offices are in, we'll be good to go. I'm also going to drop in doors, so that way the staff are secure behind them. I'm going to put in staff doors. I don't see any reason why not. Except for this one right here. I intend to make this one the psychiatrist's office. So, eventually down the line, the detainees are going to have to come in here. I'm sorry, the inmates are going to have to come in here and get psychiatric counseling, and I don't want to make that difficult on them. Alright, let's make this the holding cell then. So there we go. We need a phone booth. Why do we need a phone booth? It just doesn't make any sense. Alright, but fine. I'll, yeah, it's kind of sometimes hard to tell which way one of these is facing. And then because I'm a good and benevolent warden... Chair. Or no, bench. I'll drop a bench in here, and then a toilet. Because there's no telling how long people are going to be in this holding cell. Still waiting on our generator and our power to get put in. But it looks like the rest of our foundation is complete, which is beneficial. So that's one less thing. Hold on. It's 19. Yeah, thought that didn't look right. I gotta center that or else I'll go... Oop. 19. 20. Close enough, I guess. Alright, then let's make a pathway all the way back here. So that way I know where to put the next door. And then for showers and stuff, I'd like to have sort of a big bathroom area. Not sure how to do that, how I want to go about this. Obviously I don't want to have the bathroom right next to where the kitchen's going to be, so I'm going to go ahead and say that I want it to be sort of along this wall here. I have an idea how I want to do this. So, planning. I'm planning on having a lot of people in here, so I'm going to build this wall like that, and then the showers will be along this side of the wall, and we'll have toilets along here. Yeah, I think that's going to work out just fine. Or maybe toilets along the inside right here. If I'm going to do that, let's give them a little bit more space, because I feel like I'd like a bigger shower. There we go. So toilets will be along this wall here, and then I'm going to give them a couple places to walk through. Nine meters. 9 meters, excellent. That actually worked out really well. So then we need shower drains. These things right here, so that way water doesn't get out of the area. I don't know how well this is going to work out, but it should be okay. And then let's put the toilets in. I'll go every other space for right now. Yeah, just like that. And then I'm going to put shower heads in along this other wall here. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, we'll go directly across from the toilets. That'll be really not a whole lot of privacy, but you're in prison, so, you know, get used to it. Maybe if I'm feeling a little bit more benevolent, I'll add something else in along there. I also need walls. Just like that. And then a large jail door for the way out to the yard. Sweet. What else do I need for a big area like this? You know what, since this is minimum security, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little common room area. Wait, what do I need to have for a common room? Because I really don't want to ever let these guys out of here. Oh, I should probably put up the walls too. Just like that. And then we're going to put a staff-only door over here. I'm actually going to make this sort of the entrance here. I don't want to have too many people. Let's make it a big open in and out. Because I've seen the problem that comes from trying to force detainees to go in and out through a small area there. And they get all sorts of just upset about it. Alright, so far so good. Beds are 200, bunk beds are 500. I've never used these bunk beds before, but since I'm going for a large dormitory-like area, I'm not going to feel too upset by using these. So let's sort of build out this whole area on this side. so that's going to be our hole in the wall. And it's just going to be a big long row of bunk beds. I've never played with these. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. But I'm going to spend a small fortune on bunk beds, that's for damn sure. Geez, this area is going to be able to fit a lot of people. Especially if I'm doubling them into bunk beds. But these guys are going to be minimum security, so hopefully that won't be an issue. As much as, like, when I get down to the more expensive guys, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Alrighty. Where's my generator? Jesus. Alright, I think that's enough for that. And then we can fill in this area with whatever we need afterwards. But yeah, that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's room for 80 prisoners in this little area by itself, which is a lot. Alright, let's finish getting the electrical all planned out and dropped in. Drop this along here. We'll spin it all the way through the exterior walls because I like to do that. And then we're just gonna, because the lights aren't gonna reach all the way through, we're gonna have to sort of bring the cable in like that. More cable through the walls. And that's a good start for us. The next thing I want to do is sort of queue up the water. In the past I've made the mistake of keeping these water pipes really close to where the detainees are. So I'm just gonna roll it all the way around and keep it far enough away from the walls that they're not going to have any major issues, hopefully, with the water problems. I'll also build it along back here. This is offices, so I don't think that that's going to be too big an issue. And then let's see if I can't attach it to small pipes. Oh, no, that's not going to be where they want it to be. Where did I put that toilet? Yeah, right there. So I need to put it right through there. There we go. I don't know how far those small pipes can reach, if I'm honest. Hopefully far enough. And then we set it up to where it was every other grid space is going to have these attached. Because then it's going to go straight through the toilet and the shower head. Alright, I should probably... Straight through my water plant. Oops. Hopefully that'll work out okay. And then I should probably hire my warden. There you are, Mr. Wood. Unlike finance. One of the problems that I had before was that I didn't hire enough guards to start with. So I'm going to drop 4 guards down. And a cook, because I know that it's going to exceed my daily budget for the moment. Even though I have all this money in the bank, I'm actually going to go into the negative here to start with, but that's okay. Rooms, and now let's set up our kitchen. Kitchen will go here. And then the canteen will be here. It's going to have to be a fairly large canteen if we're servicing all those prisoners. So let's see. So I'd like 2 sinks there. I'm going to put fridges along the edges of the room. Yeah, 2 of each should be enough, and then 2 cookers. Where are the cookers? There they are. And then for the canteen, we need a serving table. Should go right here near the entrance. Yeah, I can put that right up against there. Yeah. Okay, just like that. Cooks will come out, place the stuff there, and then they'll serve. And then I need tables. Let's grab the benches first. I can usually think about how I'm going to do this a little better with that. One space. Ah. Messed that one up. Yeah, I think that's enough tables there. Tables and bench combination. I'll build one along the exterior here. There's going to have to be a gap there for the entrance. And then we'll just double all the way down. Cool. Now I need the... I could build in another row here, but I don't really want to crowd them that much. At least not for the moment. We'll see if this is large enough. Okay, yeah, I'm liking the way that this is starting to look. So here is how everything is going to come together for it. We just need to get our friggin' electricity and power up. And then, alright, yard. I need to designate this as the yard. Here it is. And it's just sort of an empty area right now. It's not a big big urgency thing, but I am going to drop some telephone booths. Along the side here, and then a couple weight benches. Sort of. Through there, like that. Finance is still being researched, but I do have 4 guards, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. We're still waiting on the installation of just about everything. And there's nothing more I can do to hire anybody else, so I'm just going to start speeding this along. And I'm going to get ready for our first intake. I'm going to turn down the ratio here and make it so that way we're only taking minimum security prisoners for the moment. Looks like there's only 2 available. We're going to have the capacity to ramp that up as quickly as possible. Man, look at all these boxes. Bunk bed, capacitor, lights. Really think about all the details, don't they? Electrical cable, barge pipe, bunk bed. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and expand this area. Oh, wait, I need to make this reception. Forgot I haven't. There we go, power's up. It's a good start. Although we are sort of really taxing our power. But I'll handle that in just a second. Office desk, table, and chair. See, we'll put the chair up against the wall. And then I want to put double metal detectors in here, so that way anybody who's going in and out of there will not be able to, you know, sneak any sort of electric or, you know, any problems in and out. I still need the office desk. Here we are. And then the table. I'll also put in a bench as well for these guys to sit at while they're first showing up. Then I just need to name this as a dormitory. Oh, they're gonna have issue with me because I don't have these places surrounded by enclosed areas, huh? Alright, there's an easy fix. I'll just drop some doors in along here. I still need the wall here. I don't know why I did that. And that seems like it's going to be a good place to stop. So hopefully next time we'll continue getting our electricity out. It looks like it's about to burst actually, so that's kind of a problem. And then hopefully we'll get our first day prisoners in, and we'll see how long this goes. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Allied Cam, and I will see you all next time.